Hello, all Libra, Sun, and Rising. Welcome to your astrology forecast for April 2022. If you are a Libra rising, this will be more accurate towards your chart because I am reading according to Libra rising. But if you are a Libra sun, it still may resonate and you still may find clarity in the reading. So I do ask that you watch your rising sign first and then watch your sun sign for further clarity and information on what's going on for you in the month of April, according to the astrology of the time. With that being said, Libra rising, we have Saturn, who has been in Aquarius for quite some time now and will remain there for the rest of the year. It is in your fifth house, which is the house of children, pleasures, art, love, sex, beauty, all the desires of the heart, including gambling, speculations of all kinds, not necessarily always with money, but just speculations that could come across your table in life. So with Saturn being there in the sign of Aquarius, for you, it will always come with restrictions, lessons that need to be learned. Some might refer to it as karmic lessons to be learned that you will continue to repeat and go through cycles of until you learn the lesson and is able to properly apply what you've learned to your life to show that you can move on from that cycle. So Saturn, like I said, will be there for the rest of the year until next year, wrapping up all the challenges and obstacles it's throwing your way to, really test your resolve and really focus in on that area of life when dealing with children, sex, pleasures of the heart, art, beauty, and whatever it may apply to your circumstance. Neptune has been in Pisces for quite some time now. Jupiter joined Neptune earlier this year in February, and Venus and Mars will also be joining those planets in Pisces, which is your sixth house, for the month of April. Now, Venus will join on April 5th. Mars will join on April 14th. So, for the month of April, a lot of energy is going to be pulled towards your sixth house in regards to your health, any sicknesses that you may have, any illnesses that you may have, employees that you may employ, or service that you may render to the community, or you may employ, if you don't have employees necessarily, you might have an independent contractor that you employ, or you might say go on Fever and hire someone out. That will be considered sixth house activity. And so you're really taking in a really also I don't know if I said it, organization, as far as like you organizing your office, for example. So anywho, we have a lot of energy pulling towards that area of your life. And then at the end of the month on April 30th, we have a partial solar eclipse in Taurus, which is your eighth house. And so we'll get into that in a little bit. So with that being said, let's see. Because just knowing that Saturn is in Aquarius in your fifth house, there may have been a lot of deceitful energy, but you may have been in the protector mode for quite some time now, and moving more so into April, but really towards the beginning of April and in the past, in like March and February, you may have been like really in the protector zone, and like a bear, a mother bear with her cubs, just and not just necessarily your children, but people that you hold dear in some type of way, or people that you are intellectually connected with, because this is Aquarius, so it's not necessarily family, but it could be people of your community in some type of way, in some type of relation in which you are put in positions that may make you feel like you need to be protective of them. Also, you have been very much so protected for the past year in the sense of your media presence. You may have been extremely protective of that over the past year, as well as how people present you or tag you in, or maybe even images that you post. You're just very protective of that. So I just feel a lot of protective energy. I feel a lot of children is definitely in the mix of this, and also finding what you truly hold pleasure in, um, and really exploring those avenues in life. But with Saturn, there also comes challenges, there also comes obstacles. So in the month of April for Libra rising, what are, I should say, 3 obstacles, 3 challenges that they will be presented with in the month of April? That's too many. I just need 3 cards. The challenges, the obstacles that Libra rising will be presented with in the month of April. Obstacles. Ooh. So we got information coming in fast. We got messages coming in fast, that are going to really change and shift your perspective on certain things, really causing you to have a change of heart and mind. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be one of those things. Oh, we got some relationships, conflict in relationships, partnerships, not just the partnerships of romantic wise, but also partnerships in the sense of between you and, let's say, your children, because this is 5th house and Saturn is there. So it could be some conflict between you and your children, or conflict between you and your parents if you do not have children, or conflicts arising around children that are in your immediate vicinity. Definitely. And it's knowing when to back down, knowing when to back down, because you got to think like a bee. A bee only has 1 stinger. After it uses its 1 stinger, it is going to die, guaranteed. So with that being said, bees are very very conscious of when they use their stingers, because they know it's a life or death decision for them. And they usually only use it when you are, or something is threatening the hive or threatening them directly. But usually they'll just fly off to safety. But if it's something that they just can't get around, they have to use it, then fine, they'll use it. And for you, the challenge is definitely finding knowing and using your discernment to know when is the best time to use that stinker, because it makes me kind of feel like, because I hate this saying, you can't catch flies with honey. I don't want to catch flies, right? But if we're thinking about honey and you have honey, you definitely want to protect your honey from flies, because ew. But when bees come around, you're not really tripping. Like, it's of course you don't want to deal with bees because the fear of getting stung. But for the most part, most people are not going to be upset if a bee comes near some honey. Same thing with Libras. Most Libras are so damn charming and so sweet, to the point where there's a stinger. There's a stinger. People know Libras are not the ones to mess with, but at the same time, we're not going to trip about sharing our honey and our wealth and our resources and our love and our support and all this stuff with Libra. It comes naturally to us, because hey, it's kind of like it belongs to them, type of thing. So you can easily charm a situation. You do not have to come in with that stinker. People know that you can sting. Know when is the right time, because it could really affect you in the long run, if you have outbursts that are not called for. Anywho, anything else Libra rising needs to be consciously aware of during the month of April? Anything else? I flipped that. Yeah, self-defeating thoughts. Yeah, stay out of that. You are definitely in power when it comes to this situation and the situations that are going to arise. Do not allow it to put you in the mode of depression or feeling that you can't overcome, because what ends up happening is it kind of directly affects your sixth house, your health, and it's not good for you overall. So I would say be very conscious of where your mind is going. Make sure it's always in positive mode, positivity. Do not become oppressed with any thoughts, but also keep a realistic mindset, because Neptune is definitely in Pisces and working it, okay, and creating people to have like false perceptions of things. So if you've been seeing the signs that says your health is declining in some area, then don't try to say, oh, well, today I had a good day, and then totally shuck off the last 2 months that you've been suffering. Like, no, you need to make sure you take the proper precautions to guarantee that your health is good and that you won't lapse into something that could be detrimental in the long run. So definitely taking on that, and also remembering that Jupiter is there, and so it's going to exaggerate health issues for a reason, so that you can concentrate on those things and make the proper adjustments and heal properly. So whatever comes up as far as who you employ, how you're organizing your time, your life, your practical matters, and your health, whatever gets expanded and increased, God, I'm losing my voice. Whatever gets expanded and increased is something that you need to pay close attention to. What blessings are coming in for Libra rising during the month of April? What blessings are coming in during the month of April for Libra rising? Card pool, spirit. Card pool. Oh, so definitely a reignite. God, lose my voice and lose my words. Passion is coming in. Possibly a lover, possibly some romantic energy coming in. There's longing, I feel, for something. Okay, we'll take those two. Abundance, so definitely some money coming in. And a new perspective, some new insights. Definitely some new insights that are going to lead to some prosperity and some wealth. Definitely money coming in for sure. Whatever you're doing in service to others, whatever you're doing, if it's like a trade or something like a creative, because this Pisces in sixth house. So if it's a craft or something like that that you can sell and make money off of, definitely go sell it, because you will have an increase in your money from doing so. And in the home, there may be some increases in the home. You might be moving, or you might be making some changes as far as adjustments to your living space itself. So you might not be moving to a different location, but you might be readjusting some rooms, moving, I don't know, the den to the living room or wherever. I don't know. Creating an office or creating a yeah, I kind of see creating an office, but creating a workspace that really works for you, and allows you to get your creative juices flowing properly. Yes. So with that being said, definitely have a lot of good things coming in the month of April, or at least starting in the month of April. You might see a huge or a bigger increase during your solar return, your season, Libra. So with that being said, let's get a word of wisdom from the Holy Spirit for Libra rising and for Libra sun. Excuse me. For the month of April. Word of wisdom from Holy Spirit. One card pull for Libra rising for the month of April. Word of wisdom for Libra rising for the month of April. Okay, 23. Defend to the end the worthwhile. Yes. Defend to the end the worthwhile. So when conflict arises, and we know it will, it's inevitable, it will happen. Really have to take a moment to think to yourself, is this worth defending? Is this truly something that I hold such a high value to that I am going to extend myself and put myself out there to defend this? And if that is the case, then go for it. But if you feel any type of waver in your heart, then you might want to take a step back. And it's not being indecisive. It's saying I am choosing my own battles, right? I don't have to fight every battle, but I'm choosing the ones that make sense, that make sense to me. Defend to the end the worthwhile. And for some reason, I'm feeling like I need to read from the book, which I will. For 23, defend to the end the worthwhile. Beneath the illusions, pretty as they may seem, you know what is real. Beneath the lies, sweet though they may sound, you know what is worthwhile. All that is genuinely and truly essential for the heart to throb with life is worthwhile. Anything that dulls it or suffocates its vibrant aliveness must be questioned, challenged, and more than likely cast aside, for the heart is our key to living an authentic life. What is there once that is compromise? Without its foundation of truth, we are to be forever lost in confusion, doubt, and despair. You are a sacred warrior, a defender of the heart. You have cried genuine tears of your own grief and also the grief of the world. You have raged at injustice and oppression in your own life and in the world. You have felt the need to protect the presence of love, for whilst it is exceptionally powerful, it can too easily be smothered under lies and fears. The sacred warrior must not heed the dangerous voices that say, "Oh, stop being so sensitive. Stop making such a big deal out of things. Love is the biggest deal there is. What else is worth being so sensitive about?" The sacred warrior is vigilant that the presence of love is not chipped away by fear, criticism, doubt, or untruths. Even if others find the unflinching honesty of your feelings difficult to handle, even if those feelings are expressed with gentleness and compassion, the sacred warrior honors the task of being more faithful to love than anything else. This includes the fear of loss. Actually, it includes the fear of anything at all. All right, Libra. Have a beautiful April, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.